Hi everyone, I have a small problem. See, I have a fruit basket to measure the weight of it, and I want to construct a house and I want to measure the length and width of the land I have. So the problem I face is when I measure the weight of this fruit basket, it is not a whole number like 1 kilogram, 2 kilogram. It is not a whole number. It lies in between 1 and 2, and this length also lies in between 12 meters and 13 meters. It is not an exact number like 12 or 13. So I'm pretty sure every one of you will have such situations. So in order to write a number or express a number in between two whole numbers, you have to use either fractions or decimals. And that is the reason they have included this lesson decimal in your curriculum. So we will learn about multiplication and division. So in this video we will learn about the multiplication, and you can follow the next lessons in the links given below. Okay, we will go into the lesson. See, we have a cake now at a party. Okay, now this cake is divided into 10 equal parts. Okay, and the whole 10 parts have been finished. Okay, they had been eaten by everyone and it is done. So we express it as 10 over 10. We had 10 parts and all the 10 parts have been finished. Okay, so this is a fraction. Okay, so now we can say this as 1. Okay, this is a whole cake. This is a whole cake. There were 10 equal parts and all the 10 parts were finished. So 10 over 10 is equal to 1. Yeah. So it is a whole cake. It is 1. Okay, so here it is a whole number. Okay, now we will learn, see another example. See, here also we have a cake, and this cake has been divided into 10 equal parts. See, 1, 2, 3 like that. There are 10 equal parts. Okay, 10 equal parts, and out of the 10 only 2 had been finished. Okay, out of the 10 only 2 had been finished. So we write 10 down and 2 here. So this is the denominator, this is the numerator. Now we can express this same thing in decimal as well. Okay, see, now this is not a whole number. Did you find the difference between the two? Like before we had 10 equal parts and all the 10 parts were finished, so we called it a whole number. Now this is not a whole number, it is less than 1. Okay, we don't have a whole cake now. Okay, see, only 2 parts have been finished. So we need to use fractions and decimals in order to express this. Okay, now we have done that in fractions. Now we will see how this can be written in decimal. See, it can be written as 0.2. Okay, we will learn how to convert this fraction into decimal. Now we found out that 2 over 10 equals 0.2. Okay, now can you just focus on the denominator of this. See, this is 10. Okay, so when we have denominators as powers of 10, like 10 to the power 1, 10 to the power 2, that is 100, 10 to the power 3, that is 1000. So when we have denominators as powers of 10, it is easy for us to turn it into decimal. Okay, now we will learn it. See, we have 10. So 10 has only 1 0, and notice this answer, it has only 1 decimal point. Okay, let me explain what decimal point is. We have a decimal and the number right after it is the first decimal place. Okay, so there will be numbers continuing it, say 2, 3, 1 like that. So this will be the second decimal place, this will be the third decimal place, likewise. Okay, so the numbers after the decimal will be called decimal places. Okay, so 0, now the denominator is a power of 10, that is, now we have 10 here, it has only 1 0, therefore the decimal places will also be only one decimal place. Okay, now see, you write the numerator as it is. Okay, numerator as it is, that is 2. Okay, 10 has only 1 0. Okay, therefore you have to make this 2 in such a way that it has only one decimal place. Okay, now you can do that, like you wrote down the 2 and any number will have a decimal at the end of it, like this. Okay, now this has only 1 0, so you move this decimal 1 forward, and now see, you have 0.2. Okay, I'm pretty sure you have still some confuses, but with more examples you will be clear. Let's go to the next one. Now we have a grid. See, this is example number 2, and we have a grid, and this grid has 100 equal parts. This grid has 100 equal parts and one has been colored. Okay, how will you write this? This is not a whole number. Okay, this is a number in between. This is not a whole number. It is only a part of it. Okay, so how will you write it? It is divided into 100 equal parts, and we are talking about only one small piece that is colored. Okay, so that would be 1 over 100. Now you have to convert this into decimal. So what will you consider? You have to see the number of zeros in the denominator. So see, this is a power of 10. 100 is a power of 10. So now you can see the number of zeros are 2. So you will have 2 decimal places in the answer. So write the numerator as it is, and now you have the decimal at the end of it, and you have to make this numerator, okay, in such a way that it has 2 decimal places, because 100 has 2 zeros. Now we bring it forward. Okay, now the decimal, now it does not have any decimal place, so we want to make this one to have 2 decimal places, so we move it forward. Now we moved the decimal here. Now how many decimals does it have? We move it here, so it has only 1 decimal place. If the decimal comes here, it has only 1 decimal, but you have to move 1 more forward. But we don't have a number here, but we can take the help of a 0. Okay, we can add the 0 and go forward just to make 2 decimal places, because 100 has 2 decimal places. Now the answer will be 1 over 100 is equal to 0.01. 100 has 2 zeros, this has 2 decimal places. Okay, we simply convert this fraction because this denominator is a power of 10. Okay, you can convert fractions into decimals when the denominator is a power of 10 easily in this way, by calculating the number of zeros. Now let's move on to next. Oh, this girl is thinking of something. Let's help her. She is trying to find the answer for 15 over 10. Okay, she wants to convert this into decimal. Now let's help her. How would you do that? You write the numerator as it is, that is 15, and now you calculate the number of zeros. It is 1. Now 15 usually has, any number has a decimal at the end. Now you want to make this to have only 1 decimal place. Now this number has no decimal place. Now you want to make it a number with 1 decimal place. So you move this decimal 1 forward. Okay, now the answer will be 1.5. Okay, see 1.5, 10, and this numerator you wrote as it is, and now it has one decimal point. Okay, now another boy is also thinking of a sum. Let's help him. He has 125 over 100. Now how can this be done? See, 125 over 100. You write the numerator as it is, that is 125, and now you calculate the number of zeros. The number of zeros, 2. Therefore, the decimal that is at the end of this shifts to 2 forward. Okay. Now this will become 1.25. See, he is very happy that we helped him out. So now it is 1.25. Oh, this girl has come up with another sum, 3 over 25. Okay, now we'll count the number of zeros in the denominator. Oh, no, we don't have any zeros. This is not a power of 10. Oh, no, how can we do this? Okay, don't panic. We still have a way to do this. Okay, now what we are going to do is we try to convert this denominator into a power of 10. Okay, 25 multiplied by 4 is 100. It is a power of 10. Okay, so we create an equivalent fraction of this so that we made the denominator into a power of 10. Okay, now we have 3 over 25, so we are multiplying it by 4, I mean both the numerator and denominator, and we have created an equivalent fraction, that is 12 over 100. Now it's pretty easy to convert it into decimal. Come on, now I'm pretty sure you will be able to guess the answer. Yeah, I can hear your mind voice. You write the 12 as it is, and this denominator 100 has 2 zeros. So you have to make this 12 to have 2 decimal places. So this decimal place at the end, move or shift 2 numbers forward, and this decimal quickly comes here and places itself here. So the answer will be 12 over 100 equals 0.12. Okay. Now this girl has sought help from another boy also to find the answer for 77 over 125. Now here also we find that 125 is not a power of 10. But still this can be made a power of 10 easily. Okay, by multiplying it with, see, 8. Okay, now we create an equivalent fraction of this. 125 into 8 is 1000, that is the power of 10. And 77 into 8 is 660. Okay, now we have the answer. Okay, 120, so 77 over 125, when we multiply it by 8, we get this answer, that is 606 over 1000. Now we have to consider this fraction to be converted into decimal. Now we write that number as it is, that is 606. Okay, now check the number of zeros. Okay, 616, and 1000 has 3 zeros. So the decimal at the end will shift 3 numbers forward and it places itself here. So the answer will be 606 over 1000 will be 0.616. Okay. Now there are 3 people searching for solution for 6 and 33 over 40. Now this sum is a little bit different than what we have already been discussing. See, 6 6 is a whole number. Okay, and we have a fraction. So we call such fraction as mixed fractions. Okay, we have a whole number and we also have a part of fraction. Okay, now how can we convert into decimal? This is also pretty easy. Okay, we have a whole number, so we don't have to think about converting him into decimal. This is a whole number. Why would we convert into decimal? Okay, we have to consider numbers in between two whole numbers to express as fraction or decimal. So this we don't have to consider. Okay, so what we do is, but we can't opt out that 6 as well. Okay, that adds the value to that fraction. Now this 6 we keep as it is. Okay, and we add this fraction part. Okay, we add this fraction part. Now we are converting only this fraction part into decimal, and finally don't forget this 6, we will add this 6. So now you see, you multiply this 40 by 25 in order to make this 40 a power of 10, that is 1000. Okay, because when the denominator is a power of 10, then it is easy for us to convert the fraction into a decimal. Okay, so now you see, you get 825 over 1000. Okay, so to make an equivalent fraction, we multiply the numerator as well by 25 and we got 825, and we already made this 40 a power of 10, that is 1000. So we did not forget this 6 and it is as it is, the whole number, and now we have 6 plus 0.825. How did we convert this into a decimal? This has 3 zeros, so this numerator should have 3 decimal places. So we made it 0.825, and now we have to add this 6, so it will become 6.825. So now we can revise the sums we have already been watching in this video so far. Now pause this video, rush, bring a paper and pen and try and work out these sums and see whether you understood the sums which we were watching so far. Isn't it fun to know that you understood the thing? And don't stop there. Please do these exercises as well and be confident in decimal conversion of fractions into decimals. Okay, thank you.